Okay, so today we are finally going through our tomato taste test. I'm just going to run through really quickly while I pick a couple of tomatoes just to show you what they look like on the vines, but then we're going to be sitting at the bench and we'll actually cut them and go through them and talk a little bit more about them. So these two varieties here, they're both German bred varieties and they're bred for growing outside in cooler climates. Now I've got them in the polytunnel here because my garden in the northwest of Sligo is iffy at the best of times for growing tomatoes outside. I will try them one year, but I haven't yet. So that's a medium-sized tomato, and we have a cherry then as well. These two guys here are brand new. They're just on trial from one of our French seed suppliers. So this one here is Rubilicious, and this lovely big boy here is Grapalina, and I'm really happy with this. This one here is, it's not a replacement for Sungold, but it's one we were trialing anyway. It's a cherry variety and it has nice orange fruits. Really, really good flavor. Not quite as good as Sungold, but I've been pretty impressed. Now, in between our basil jungle here now, we have Sakura F1, which is really reliable. It produces these big, long trusses of lovely, shiny fruits, and it's an absolute banger. I grow it every year. You really can't go wrong. It just produces masses and masses of fruits. A little bit empty in the tunnel here. We've been harvesting a load of stuff and we're getting ready for our autumn winter crops. And now this one just cannot be beat, and there's not many fruits on the plant here, and the reason is that we just keep on eating them. And this one is Sungold F1, and it is, if you were to grow one tomato, if you only had room for one tomato, grow this one. Absolutely best tasting tomato out there, hands down. This is an open pollinated version, I suppose, of Sungold. This one, I can't even remember the name of it, but basically with Sungold F1, it's an F1 variety, and that means that it's an F1 hybrid. And if I was to save the seeds from these delicious little fruits, I am not going to get exactly the same plant, whereas with an open pollinated one, you will. So we're testing that this year, just a really nice one as well. If we come over here, you can see that we have our big, fat, juicy beefsteak tomatoes. And this one here is Dark Galaxy. And if you look at it, you can see why it's so called. The tops there are this lovely purpley color. When they ripen, then the purple goes more to a brown. And then underneath, just look at that, this beautiful marble effect. A fantastic little tomato, or big tomato actually. These guys here, this is ox heart, and so called obviously because it's a kind of an ox heart shape. A really juicy. Now I can feel these ones are actually getting a little bit soft there. And I suppose this brings us to a little bit of a tomato tip. So when the tomatoes are in their earlier stages, they're going to be a little bit more bitter, and then they have that more tomato acid flavor. And then as they ripen, then they get sweeter. And in my opinion, you want that lovely balance between the two. So once they start to get kind of soft on the vine like that, they will be sweet, but you've lost that acid balance. And I think that you might just be a little bit disappointed. Really good to use in a sauce once they got to that stage. But my point is, once they've reached their full ripeness, there's no benefit to leaving them on the plants. As they ripen further, they don't taste any better. This one here is Marmonde, and it is a French variety, and it produces these big fat beefsteaks here. That's them as their immature stage. Now these ones, they were lacking a little bit in water actually earlier in the season, my fault, and these ones are a little bit small, but the ones later on are going to be bigger. But it's an old favorite, always tastes great. It tastes like you're on your holidays. Really good beefsteak. And then here we've got 3 of our plum varieties, and your plum varieties are more for cooking. This one is Marmorossa. If we look at it here when it's green, you can see it's got this lovely striped effect, and then as it ripens, then we've got this lovely orange and yellow striped effect. Really, really good tomato. This one here is a bush variety, so it hasn't just fallen down. It actually grows like that, and it doesn't require any pruning. And that one is Rio Grande, probably pronounced wrong, and that's your nice standard plum variety, great for cooking. And then finally here that we have San Marzano. I've got a couple of ripe ones on the bench there, but this is your classic Italian pasta sauce, pizza sauce tomato. So we've got a really good range there. So let's go over to the bench and just see what they taste like. Okay, so as you see, we've laid them all out on the bench there so that we can see what we're doing. And we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now I do actually have some other ones outside, but I'm not going to have time to do them today, and they are not particularly remarkable. So let's just go through these ones. So we started then on our little journey then with these two German bred varieties. So if we come in a little bit, so this one is Resibella, which is the larger of the two. This one is Primabella. And it's a lovely medium size, what you'd call a slicing tomato. And that's going to be great in salads. If we look at it there, lovely, lovely juicy fruits there. Really good. And I'm just going to taste this one. That's a little bit now. When I was talking about the acid sweetness, these ones have got, are just really at the end of their ripeness stage. Which kind of brings me to this actually, that don't be too hard on your tomatoes, okay? There are certain varieties like Sungold that you just can't go wrong with. It doesn't matter at what stage of ripeness, they're just going to absolutely blow your mind. But some, if you get them a little bit late, and you're kind of thinking, it's not quite as good as I expected, it's still going to be 10 times better than a shop-bought variety. But put a little bit of dressing on them, whoa, a bit too much, and a little bit of salt, and then try them. Suddenly it's alive, it wakes up, it's a whole different thing. So what I'm saying is that there is perfection in when you pick your tomatoes, but if you get them a little bit over or whatever, they still have an awful lot to say. Okay, so that is your Resibella, really good outdoor tomato. What I found actually is that if you get a really hot summer and you're growing it indoors, the flavor isn't quite as good. So an overcast, it's a great one for overcast places like this where it grows really well, or outdoors. Primabella, its sister, again bred for outdoor growing, obviously is a much smaller tomato. I suppose that would be a large cherry, and well, typical large cherry variety, I suppose. Nothing amazing there. Excuse the dirty fingers, by the way. That is superb. That's absolutely bang on. Really pleased with this. Both of these, Resibella and Primabella. Oh, absolutely great. Both of these, we sell them on their site. We have had them for a number of years. I think we get them from Bingenheimer in Germany. Really fantastic. So those two I would highly, highly recommend. Now, this one, Grapalina. So this is the one we were talking about where we're looking for a nice, big medium-sized tomato, big medium-sized slicing tomato, and we have stocked for years Shirley F1, which is your kind of go-to for this size, but recently I've been a little bit disappointed with it, so I have been looking for something new. This one came from our French seed supplier Volts, who have been brilliant with us, by the way, of sending me different varieties to trial, which has been a godsend. I've tried loads of melons, all sorts of things from them, and we can see there that yeah, a lovely, lovely, juicy slicing tomato. Beautiful. Quite fleshy there, but plenty of seed in that. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Exactly what I'm looking for. This is what I think Shirley used to taste like. I'm not sure whether the variety hasn't been as well maintained as it should have been. But that's a real success. You're going to be seeing that in our seed shop next year. In order then of what we're looking at, what else did we come across? Oh yeah, so this is Gusta F1. Again, that's from our French friends. And it's not a replacement for Sungold. So this is Sungold F1 that I will keep coming back to. If you were going to grow one tomato, that's the one, as we said. But Gusta F1 was recommended to me as an alternative. And it's very good. It's not comparable to Sungold, but it has an interesting, I'm trying to think of the word. It's got a more mellow, kind of winey type of taste to it, rather than Sungold, which is just bang, pop. But it does have that lovely acid to it. I think you're going to be seeing that with us next year. Sorry. This one is Rubilicious. That's a large cherry. I haven't actually tasted this one yet. I'm kind of lying a little bit of being surprised on the other ones because we've been eating them all season. It's pretty good. I'm not going to say that. I'm not sure about that one yet. Oh yeah, now these ones here. So this is our open pollinated version of Sungold. And the beauty of these, as I said, is that you can save the seeds every year, and it's the same. You can look at the color there beside the real Sungold, very similar color. You'll find with the open pollinated fruits, there's going to be a lot of different size ones, whereas the Sungold being a hybrid, they're all going to be very uniform. And then the other advantage I found with this open pollinated Sungold is that it holds on the vine a little bit better. So when Sungold gets fully ripe, they tend to drop off the vine, whereas the open pollinated version does hang for a while. Very, very good. I'd kind of compare it, I suppose, Gusta. Again, it has that kind of wine sort of flavor. Oh, it is very good. Very, very good. It's not the same as Sungold, but no, really good. This one needs no introduction. Anybody who grows their own tomatoes will have grown this. And this is the one where if you have friends around to your house and you're growing your own tomatoes, and you give them one of these to pop in their mouth, this is the one that brings tears to your eyes because it's that old-fashioned tomato flavor that you're going to remember from years ago, and you just can't beat it. People are bored listening to it. There's not much more I can say about it, but grow Sungold. Oh, fabulous. Okay, sorry, I'm rambling on a bit. Let's go to the big ones now. So we got our Dark Galaxy here. Again, we looked at that already, but it really is absolutely beautiful. I mean, you couldn't make that up. Like, that's like, it's got gold, it's got mustard colors, it's got purple, it's got, I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. And these are what makes growing your own and tomato growing so exciting for the home grower, because you're never going to see something like that in the shops. And again, if you have friends around and you're putting out a plate of tomatoes, look, we'll put them on this lovely blue plate, just a nice contrast there. It just looks beautiful. So you can see they are actually quite fleshy. Taste-wise, I have been really quite pleased with them. That's a variety that needs a little bit of salt. Some of them are like that. That the salt just brings the flavor out. I would advise that eaten with salt. That is not giving it a bad mark in any way. It gets 10 points for the look of it, and as I said, salt really brings the flavor out. I know our Marmonde is going to be good. It's always good. There's one actually that I don't have here, which I grew last year, and I thought I had it, and it was a real success, and we've added it to our seed range, which is orange brandy wine, or no, it's yellow brandy wine, and that had absolutely superb flavor. I'm so sorry that I can't show it to you this year, but I just forgot to grow it. That's our Marmonde, pronounced wrong, excuse me, to any French speakers. But can't go wrong with it. They all have such different flavors. I'm sorry I'm so stupid that I can't think of different words to describe them to try and advise better. You can tell I'm not a professional presenter, but a very different, a slightly sort of fresher flavor. Really, really good. Now look at this. This is our ox heart. Just look at the size of these. I have used these more successfully for cooking. It's not technically a cooking plum variety. My goodness, it's like, look at that. Flesh. Maybe it is a plum variety, actually. I might be wrong there. It's so fleshy there. That is what you would expect from a plum. It's just so big. I was putting it down as a beefsteak. I need to check that. Oh, really refreshing. Really refreshing. That's going to make it mixed in with a Bloody Mary or something like that. That's going to be absolutely beautiful. So that's a lovely, lovely, refreshing flavor. And then finally, then I want to look at these are our classic plum tomatoes. And with a plum, this one is San Marzano. I really like this. Again, you see that it's quite a fleshy tomato, so really good for cooking. San Marzano, I suppose, is your classic Italian for pasta sauces, for pizza bases and all that. Very, very good. And what you'll notice with some tomatoes, and another one that stupidly I should have had here, which is Mascotka, which I highly recommend. It's a small bush variety, and it tastes completely different cooked than when it's raw. It's a really lovely raw tomato, but cooked it takes on this extra flavor. And you'll find that with a lot of these plum varieties that you mightn't be blown away by them if you're eating them raw. That's our Rio Grande. Look at that. Look at that. So these are the sort of plums are the ones you get in your tins of cooking tomatoes. But obviously, if you grow them yourself, they're going to be completely different. And you end up with just so many of them. You can make lovely big vats of passata, put it in the freezer, and then you have that fantastic summery flavor all winter. And then finally then, that's our Marmorossa. Very interesting. It's a funny plant. I should have looked at it when we were over there, but it always looks like there's something wrong with it because the leaves are quite droopy, but that's just its habit. And again, look at that. Oh, look at the beautiful colors in that. We might as well have a little taste. Yeah, very good. Your plum tomatoes, flavor is good. But because they're kind of pulpy like that, which is what they're for cooking, they don't have as good a mouthfeel as your lovely seedy, juicy tomatoes. But again, they are for cooking. So I hope that is of some use to you, and I hope that maybe you'll be inspired to grow your own tomatoes at home, because it is well worth it. I mean, just here, looking here on the table, they were not difficult to grow. I sowed a few seeds at the end of February, early March. We planted them into some nice, well-fed soil, and other than training them up their twine, there's not a massive amount to do, but look what you get in terms of flavor, variety. You cannot walk into a shop and get that, and this is only a tiny fraction of the tomatoes that you could grow. So look, thank you as always for watching. If you want to see more of these videos where we trial varieties, we're growing all sorts of things, we're testing them, we're having successes and we're having failures, please do hit that subscribe button. Why not sign up to our newsletter, and I can show you how to do all this, and follow us on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. We'd loads to tell you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.